up, with Arizona spring training games delayed, there's concerns that our state may miss out on a necessary economic boost. We'll talk about what this could mean for our economy.
Plus, Republican lawmakers are advancing a bill in the House that could split up Maricopa County. We'll have the details ahead.
And later, the COVID-19 pandemic has left students behind in school. With summer only a few months away, the governor introduced a new program to help kids catch up.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Fatma Abed.
And I'm Raymond Payne. Thank you for joining us.
In a normal year, the Valley would be busy with visitors arriving to catch their favorite Major League Baseball team in a spring training game. But the buzz around spring training is quiet this year, with the players and Major League Baseball locked in contract negotiations. Valeria Rodriguez joins us with a look at how cities across the Valley are reacting to the uncertainty surrounding spring training.
According to the Cactus League, the 2018 season of spring training brought more than $644 million to Arizona. And now, after two spring training seasons impacted by COVID, the Cactus League season is in jeopardy once again. We talked to a number of cities who host ballparks. They all said they will feel the impact if there are no fans this year. The city of Peoria says in the past years, the Peoria Sports Complex averaged $70 million in revenue. The city of Mesa says they were looking to make up losses with the strong spring travel season. The Cactus League says in 2020, the shortened season cost the state almost $300 million in revenue. But while they are concerned, the executive director of the Cactus League says she is staying encouraged.
The industry overall has been through so much, and I think they've shown how resilient they can be. Tourism is still happening, but obviously spring training is the reason, 6 out of 10 fans come to Arizona. And then as a result of the spring training experience, they go visit all other areas of Arizona. And so that just has a trickle-down effect.
The Cactus League encourages anyone who is looking to traveling here for spring training to go to cactusleague.com for the latest updates on schedules. We will have more on what the MLB and players are saying later in our Cronkite Sports Report. In the newsroom, Valeria Rodriguez, Cronkite News.
A quick correction to our last story. Peoria Sports Complex reports $7 million in revenue. The Arizona State Senate passed a bill that mirrors a Mississippi abortion bill that the U.S. Supreme Court is reviewing. This is just one of several different bills currently in the state legislature that would restrict abortion access in Arizona. Cronkite News reporter Madison Thomas speaks to people on both sides of the issue.
This is the right thing to do to protect women. And it's obviously the right thing to do to protect the unborn.
State Senator Nancy Barto's bill, SB 1164, prohibits abortions after 15 weeks, except for a medical emergency. But there are not any exceptions for incest or rape.
It provides a desire to control women. Control women. That's what this bill does.
The bill would make it a crime for doctors to perform abortions after 15 weeks, and they could face a Class 6 felony and lose their medical license.
If there is a violation of law, it'll be reported, and there will be criminal investigations and follow-up, and there will be arrests made, but it certainly won't be bursting in on an abortion clinic.
Roe v. Wade was the 1973 Supreme Court case that granted the constitutional right to an abortion. But a Mississippi bill similar to SB 1164 is challenging the ruling. Currently, states cannot ban abortion procedures before fetal viability.
This is a blatantly unconstitutional proposal that we are debating right now.
The Supreme Court is expected to make their decision this summer, but anticipation of the decision has already begun.
We are preparing as Planned Parenthood Arizona for how we can assist patients in the coming months and going into the summer where abortion may be illegal in the state of Arizona, depending on the Supreme Court's decision.
If Roe v. Wade is overturned, abortion rights would be a state decision.
It's not a good outlook in the state of Arizona when it comes to our legislature and when it comes to our current governor, who has been a very adamant anti-abortion elected official.
Cindy Dahlgren, who is the communications director for the Center for Arizona Policy, says the stricter abortion limits protect both mothers and the unborn baby. However, Murphy Bannerman says that won't be the case.
They will go to, unsafe practitioners and will try to self-manage their own abortion, which can lead to multiple complications.
In Phoenix, Madison Thomas, Cronkite News.
The bill now heads to the House of Representatives. If passed, it's not clear whether Governor Doug Ducey will sign it. In the past, he's told the Arizona Republic that he supports exceptions for life of the mother, rape, and incest. Those are not included in the bill. Republican lawmakers are pushing forward a bill that could split Maricopa County into 4 smaller counties. The legislation was advanced by several Republicans from the House Government and Elections Committee yesterday. If passed, conservative suburbs could be separated from more Democratic areas of the county. Republican Representative Jake Hoffman says Maricopa County can't be managed efficiently anymore because of its size. Democratic Representative Lorenzo Sierra says the bill just comes out of anger after the 2020 election. Maricopa County is home to around 65% of the state's population.
The House committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol has some questions for Arizona GOP Chair Kelly Ward and Arizona Representative Mark Fincham, and they issued subpoenas this week to get some answers. Alexia Stanbridge has the story from our Washington bureau.
The subpoenas were issued Tuesday to 6 people around the country, including Kelly Ward and Mark Fincham, asking what they knew about the effort to, quote, delay or interfere with President Joe Biden's election. Specifically, the committee asked about Ward's communications with the Trump White House in the days leading up to January 6th, and Fincham's part in planning a January 6th rally.
Were they trying to subvert the vote count in Arizona? We'll have to see.
This is not a first for Ward. The committee in January subpoenaed her phone records from November through January. She has sued to block that effort, but one expert says the latest subpoena is a different story.
They have a legal obligation to respond to this. There's nothing more to say about it. This is a legitimate committee of the United States House of Representatives. They have the right to subpoena people.
Committee Chairman Benny Thompson said in a statement that the panel has already heard from 550 witnesses and that, quote, we expect these 6 individuals to cooperate. Bender agrees, saying it could help the committee prevent another January 6th.
They want to get information, I hope, that will help them decide whether there's any way they can try to prevent that by enacting legislation of one kind or another.
But Coleman is not so sure they will comply, noting that resisting the subpoenas could play well with those Republicans still focused on the 2020 election.
I wouldn't be surprised if they try to fight it in some way. This would make Ward and Fincham look kind of like martyrs.
He notes that Fincham, running as the Trump-endorsed candidate for Secretary of State, could be helped by fighting back, and that Ward has a firm grip on the state GOP.
The Arizona Republican Party, when they made Kelly Ward the chairman of their state party, they had to know exactly what they were getting into.
Whether or not it's the right thing to do politically, Bender says complying with the subpoenas is just the right thing to do.
I think it is in the country's best interest, is in Arizona's best interest, is in the interest of people in the country that they comply with subpoena unless they have a legal reason not to.
In Washington, Alexia Stambridge, Cronkite News.
According to those subpoenas, Ward and Fincham have until March 1st to provide documents to the committee, with depositions scheduled for March 8th and 15th, respectively. We reached out to Ward and Fincham for comment, but have not heard back. Coming up after the break, Sky Harbor Airport is taking steps to improve accessibility. We'll show you how the airport plans to help travelers with dementia.
Salt River Project is fishing for ways to reduce algae in Arizona canals. Learn more about SRP's efficient method of keeping the canal system clean and maintaining water flow.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger.
This is wonderful.
Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes for you to stream.
They give us all that they've got.
From your favorite cooking and travel series.
Even the stairs are breathtaking.
To history specials and award-winning documentaries. Better and bigger.
That really is the fun part.
Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
In light of City of Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego's efforts to make Phoenix a dementia-friendly city, Sky Harbor Airport has started a few initiatives of their own to make traveling easier. Cronkite News reporter Raina Preciado went to see a tour explaining the details behind these initiatives.
Airport staff showed Mayor Gallego the many initiatives that can help ease those with hidden disabilities. One of the programs is the Compassion Cacti Lanyard program.
When they see this Compassion Cacti Lanyard, it's assigned to share resources such as the Compassion Corner.
Mayor Gallego was guided through the Compassion Corner. Customer Service Manager Misty Cisneros Contreras says the Compassion Corner is
a space that is multifaceted to offer a unique opportunity for those with sensory challenges to get out of the hustle and bustle of the airport and regroup.
Even the smaller details contribute to the comfort of those making use of the space.
We've selected special tones of the paint to make sure that it's very calming.
It also includes seats similar to those on an airplane to help people feel more comfortable when they get on board. In Phoenix, Raina Preciado, Cronkite News.
If you or a family member are planning to travel with a hidden disability, you can order your Compassion Cacti Lanyard through Sky Harbor online. This will let navigation staff know that additional patience is needed.
Governor Doug Ducey announced a new summer program to help kids who are behind in school due to the COVID-19 pandemic catch up. The Back on Track summer camp will be free to kids enrolled in grades K through 12 throughout the state. It will feature supplemental lessons in reading, math, and civics. According to the governor's office, the program will be carried out in schools and community centers across the state. Any child enrolled in public school who needs academic assistance can qualify. Parents looking to apply to the program can go to azgovernor.gov and sign up for email alerts as more details about the program are released.
Well, it's official. 12,000 fish were delivered to Arizona canals this week to help keep them clean. The white amur fish came from a fish farm in Arkansas and contributes to the canal system's 44,000 fish population. The fish are now on a mission to prevent weed and algae clogs. They do this by consuming almost 3/4 of their body weight daily with the weeds that build up in the canals. Now that they've been released, the fish will maintain the flow of water through the canal system. The program provides an environmentally friendly solution to the canal system's algae problem.
I'm Brianna Isbell. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. Our Cronkite reporters in Los Angeles got to experience the Rams Super Bowl parade firsthand. We'll have the sights and sounds from the celebration.
What you get from Washington Week that you will not get anywhere else are the best and the brightest reporters from different media companies, and they're able to have a real conversation about things that are happening in Washington and around the country. But it's also a show about issues that are relevant to different communities.
How do you think that
As the moderator, I feel this deep responsibility to bring in those other perspectives so that people understand how power and politics impact their daily lives.
Friday nights at 7 on Arizona PBS.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. I'm Brianna Isbell, and this is your Cronkite Sports Report. Earlier in the show, we told you how the Valley is reacting to the delay of spring training. Well, Major League Baseball and the union held a negotiation meeting earlier today. The two sides met for only 15 minutes with no real progress towards a new deal. The lockout continues indefinitely. Meanwhile, the Suns barely beat the Rockets last night in their last game before the All-Star break. After Chris Paul was ejected in the third quarter, the Suns changed to a smaller lineup. But Devin Booker attributed their success to what their big man was able to do for the team.
Yeah, we went small, but I think we were most dangerous when DeAndre was setting up screens and rolling guys low. And we were still up to the rim for him. He was finishing.
Arizona State men's basketball hosts Oregon tonight in a Pac-12 matchup. Bobby Hurley's squad is coming off of a win, but the Ducks will have revenge on their mind after losing the first matchup between these two teams.
One of the best point guards in the conference, and Will Richardson, and they brought in a lot of new players as the new world that we live in with college basketball and the transfer portal, but they brought in some really high-level guys. It took them some time to really get everything to gel, but they're playing at a really high level.
From the hardwood to the hard court, ASU freshman Murphy Cassone was named Pac-12 Men's Tennis Player of the Week this week after back-to-back top 10 upsets. Cronkite News reporter Spencer Chiak has more on the rising tennis player.
Tennis has taken true freshman Murphy Cassone just about everywhere.
Japan, Italy, been to Austria, and then a lot of South America.
Murphy, who is from Overland Park, Kansas, has worked very hard to get where he is today.
Me and my coach would head to the gym at like 5:30, and gym 6 to 7:30, and then we'd practice like 8 to 10. We'd have a second practice usually just whenever we felt like it, like 2 to 4 or 4 to 6.
The blue chip recruit had multiple offers to play college tennis.
Looking at some other places, but it just didn't work out. Like Ohio State was in the cold. I didn't want to go somewhere where it was in the cold.
While the Valley of the Sun can promise blue skies and palm trees, Cassone's choice to come to Arizona State wasn't just about the weather.
Matt Hill, the coach here, the second day of recruiting, he flew out to Florida to see me, which really stood out because he was one of the only coaches that actually flew out on that first week, whereas everyone else was just phone calls and all that. So that really stood out to me.
We were battling, all the very top programs in the country for him. The main thing that stood out to us was just his professionalism and his desire to be really, really good.
This season, Cassone is beginning to turn heads after defeating August Holgren, the #1 ranked ITA singles player.
His mind has really been dialed into his tennis the last few years, and he's really starting to see the fruit of that really from this past summer through the fall into now.
Cassone is modestly keeping his expectations for the year very humble.
Since I'm playing primarily at 1, it would be just to win 50% of the matches. That'd be really good, and just learning from each match and just keep moving forward. I mean, that's all I could ask for.
Coach Hill sees the bigger picture of having a committed player like Cassone on his team.
Yeah, we're very fortunate to have him. He's a really good piece to the puzzle as we continue to build this thing out.
In Tempe, Spencer Chiak, Cronkite News.
And finally, the LA Rams got their extra moment in the sun as the city held a parade in their honor for winning the Super Bowl 56. Cronkite News reporter Joey Vaca from our LA Bureau takes us crowd surfing.
Let's go!
After their victory in Super Bowl 56, the Los Angeles Rams enjoyed all the spoils of a championship, and so did their fans.
This has been a long time coming. We have been waiting for this forever and ever.
Earlier in the week, the city began a temporary remodel of the iconic Hollywood sign while some players enjoyed a trip to Disneyland. Fans were treated to a parade through Exposition Park, capped off with a rally in front of the Rams' old home, the LA Memorial Coliseum. After missing out on 2 other championship celebrations because of the pandemic, this one meant a little something different to everyone.
It felt like a relief. It felt like the beginning of the end. So that's why we're here. We didn't get a rally for the Lakers or the Dodgers, so we're here to just, in our minds, celebrate it all.
And while the confetti is still falling, fans can't help but look forward.
It's only the beginning right now. It's only the beginning. We're
got the Super Bowl next year in Arizona. We're going to win it there again. Mark my words. Mark this interview right now. We're running it back to back, baby.
Now remember, for all the theatrics that come with celebrating the Super Bowl, the Rams didn't even have to get on a plane. Maybe that's something Arizona Cardinal fans can look forward to next season with Super Bowl 57 being played in Glendale. But until then, LA is loving this. In Los Angeles, Joey Vaca, Cronkite News.
That's all for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Fatma.
Coming up, more people are interested in learning about their family histories. We'll take a look at how one historical association is preserving the past by taking care of headstones.
Your favorite member benefit is getting better and bigger.
This is wonderful.
Over the next year, Passport is adding new shows and doubling the number of episodes for you to stream.
They give us all that they've got.
From your favorite cooking and travel series.
Even the stairs are breathtaking.
To history specials and award-winning documentaries. Better and bigger.
That really is the fun part.
Stream on any device with Passport on the PBS Video app.
The Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication's Phoenix Sports Bureau provides students with hands-on learning experiences and opportunities in sports journalism. From covering local high schools, colleges, and the pros, students get the opportunity to go live from our Facebook shows covering local, collegiate, and pro sports in the Valley. From digital reporting, broadcast, social media, and producing, there's opportunities for all. For more, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
With the growth of genealogy companies, people are looking for more and more ways to research their family histories. Well, there's one place in Phoenix where you're able to go back 130 years to find ancestors. Samantha Chow introduces us to the people that are ensuring this place exists for future generations.
Sometimes I wonder, what is the point? You know, if nobody's coming to visit, why are we maintaining cemeteries that no longer seem to have a function? Cemeteries aren't for the dead, they're for the living. And usually after a couple generations, the family stops visiting. So that's when deterioration and problems start to happen. But there's such an interest in genealogy today. You know, you can't just go on Ancestry.com and find everything. There's a lot of things there, but you need to come to the cemetery to get the details. These may be the only record that they were ever on this planet.
The Pioneer Cemetery Association is a keeper of historic cemeteries. They do research. They also help out with this cemetery, which is the Pioneer and Military Memorial Park. And we just tried to watch over.
Today I'm cleaning a grave site. It's of a little 5-year-old girl. Her name was Amy. And the monument to her, it's not just a headstone, it looks like a little cradle around her grave.
We know how to look at it and know that it was never put together. It was just kind of sat there. This one we're taking all apart, cleaning, then we'll use a setting compound and set it together.
1 degree off, I can look at that.
So it'll stay in one piece.
They brought me in to work on some of the more complicated problems.
Yeah, we need to get some boards in.
Sometimes it's like a jigsaw puzzle without the box.
I think I can do that.
You're working with pieces that sometimes are just small fragments. We're repairing them with an epoxy, and then whether it's a crack or just a huge chunk of the stone missing will all be replicated with a lime-based patching material. We'll do our best to make the patches not so obvious. We're not making them look new, we're just trying to preserve everything we have and make them stable.
So when you see something bagged, that means it's been worked on.
At some point, somebody's going to come in here looking for this information, and it'll be there for them if we preserve it.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.